Sea of Thieves launched back in March this year, and if there's one thing you could criticise the game for, it was lack of things to do. Rare pitched this pirate sandbox as just that, a sandbox where you make your own fun. And now some players, well, they're really rolling with that idea.
Sea of Thieves has been on shelves for about 6 months. The Microsoft exclusive was always pitched as a fairly open-ended affair where you make your own fun. But Rare's vision of a pirate-themed sandbox didn't quite set the world alight when it came to reviews at least. The main criticism has always been a lack of content, a lack of things to do and to experience, short of, sailing to an island, finding some treasure and maybe getting ganked by a crew of players role-playing as some kind of aggressive coast guard on the way back. What do you do beyond the grind of working your way up to pirate legend status, the game's one true long-term goal for anyone who plays it? There's no story to get through as such, and the free content drops like the recent Cursed Sales event or the Hungering Deep before that only have pretty limited scope and appeal when it comes to the amount of time you'll actually spend playing through that stuff. So a lot of players are now following Rare and Microsoft's original marketing line for this. They're making their own fun.
In a nice write-up on Rock Paper Shotgun this week, the spotlight was shone on how much of the Sea of Thieves community are now entertaining themselves and helping newcomers find some fun and a warm welcome in the game. The Sea of Thieves community seems to have steadily evolved beyond PvP and away from what many call the monotonous grind to reach pirate legend status. One example is Loot and Lore, which calls itself the #1 Sea of Thieves game show, inspired by the likes of American Gladiator. Twitch streamer Frosty had grown tired of constant PvP and hosted his own game show on a live stream instead. Here's what he told Rock Paper Shotgun, quote, "We'd already had our share of PvP and just messing people, and not being the nicest pirates around when we found people. So we felt like we weren't really helping the game grow by doing a similar thing, so instead we became advocates for good behaviour and helping people and just getting people more involved." Loot and Lore currently has 3 challenges for crews to take on: a round of trivia, a drunken obstacle course named Paths of Chunder, and a fencing competition atop a ship's main mast. Winners get to take home valuable in-game items like chests, skulls, and even high-end items like keys to an active skeleton fort. Frosty's planning to add more challenges for the show's 2nd season.
So this is a live stream Twitch type job where he's just trying, they've done the PvP thing, they've milked that dry, they've done all the pirate shooting and chopping and cannonballing there is to do, so they've just done something different and done a game show, and then he's just setting out these challenges which you've got the tools to do in this game. Yeah. And that's kind of what they've always been saying, right? Like, you make your own fun, it's a sandbox, everything's like very tactile, and you can apply logic to it. You can put a cannonball in a cannon. Can you put bananas in a cannon? Yeah, put yourself in a cannon. That it all works. So there's like this logic thing going on there, so you can do this kind of thing. All it needs is a bit of organisation, and that's what they're doing. They're making their own fun in this game now.
That's an idea for a bit of like a little shot put, but with people. Frosty, if you're listening, you can have that one.
Shot put.
It's on us.
Person shot put. Another pirate crew called the Almond Beard's Revenge, comprised of 6 players, have been making their own fun as well, but they haven't been quite as community-minded and friendly as Frosty. Instead, they've been trying to amass the most number of items aboard their ship. They hit a record of 1,247 sellable items in one voyage, a record which another crew, the Cutthroats, went on to beat with their haul of 2018 items. It took the Almond Beard's Revenge 55 hours to achieve their record, which they now intend on reclaiming back from the Cutthroats. This time they're targeting 5,000 items. So this is the mechanic in Sea of Thieves. The main thing is, you go out and dig some treasure and you put the treasure in your hold. These guys are just literally cramming their ship full of items and trying to set some kind of record. So they're like avoiding PvP. Once players get a whiff of how much gold they've got in the...
I was thinking, that's just asking for trouble.
Exactly, and but that makes it fun for them. Suddenly there's like an edge on it, and they're like trying to set a record. They're trying to do something that no one's ever done before. 55 hours of game time it took them to set the previous record. So 5,000 items they're going to try and get next time, which is, 4 times as much. I mean, good luck, I guess. But,
And then there's a completely player-driven unions, groups of players that have banded together as a response to toxicity. Organiser Sirio NDB, the person behind the Fortune Union, says the idea is that players can leave a real impact on the game if they band up together like this. His ambition was to set up rivalries between fleets and organisations, which sounds like something inspired by the complex dynamics of EVE Online's community. What's come out of that level of organisation, though, is not simply more opportunities for PvP as we know it, but things like organised races between brigantine ships, scavenger hunts, and a game called Schoolball, where two teams compete to play skulls in the other team's crow's nest. Sirio NDB told Rock Paper Shotgun that he has no trouble finding players who want to take part in this sort of stuff. They're now even having to turn players away due to limited space. Quote, logistically, it's quite a demanding process to gather the ships for our events. We have to talk to the other players on the server, convince them to give us their ship, get event volunteers to fill a slot on the new ship, and then ask the owners to leave. In the best of cases, everything works out perfectly, and sometimes it doesn't, and it's painfully annoying. Now, there's a lot of different stories here, all kind of the same banner. It's to make your own fun banner, but there's loads of different things here. 3 examples of some really pretty creative ideas, and this is the thing about having a game that's so open with its mechanics, is it creates a lot of opportunities for some pretty intelligent ideas and some really cool, engaging ways to play. The idea of Twitch being broadcasted live seems like a perfect fit for maybe like a game show or something like that, and I think that's a really cool idea. Gamers have always got nice ways of turning one bit of fun into another bit. For example, can you remember when like Halo did Michael Myers? Remember that game where now that's become like its own game eventually, like Dead by Daylight and Friday the 5th. And that's all based on players with creative ideas making their own fun. Rare have got quite a good community, I would say. I'm interested to see what they make of this, and maybe even, you know, they'll turn some of these events official, or they could try something like that, make a little nod to it or something like that. I'd be interested. I am interested to see what they do with it.
It always blows my mind that a game like Sea of Thieves could have toxicity in the community, because I just look at it like, what are you doing? What are you doing being a knob in that game? I mean, it's such a like cheerful and whatever kind of game. So it's just weird that people would be dicks in that environment to me. But still, the benefit of that happening is people have gone, no, this isn't good enough. Let's like band together. Let's do unions. Let's have game shows. And they're trying to actively fight against that sort of stuff. And the positive net result is that you get someone who's organising a game show on Twitch, and you get a union who's banded together, so you can have races and you can do scavenger hunts, and it's just organised fun outside of what the devs are making and doing. And that kind of thing to me would incentivize Rare to not just come up with new game modes and new events and things like, you know, the Curse Sales thing, which is cool, that's great, chuck that in there, but more tools, community building tools for people to use, and more things like the cannon. Like imagine if there was another version of the cannon that rather than just fires you in a straight line, was like a mortar or something that launched you up. So the amount of things you could do with that then would be a lot of fun for these kind of people. They could just come up with different things to do with it. So it would encourage them to put more tools in the game, which is cool. It's taken a few months, but the community is now doing what Rare was always kind of saying should happen in Sea of Thieves, is that you make your own fun in it. And
now that the community are doing that, and it's something that Rare's wished for, how are Rare going to react? Like official Skull Ball 2019? Who knows?
Foot Skull. Skull Ball. Skull Ball.
Well, Skull Ball's perfectly fine.
Is it? I mean, I'm not,
Foot Skull, because it's just hand skull.
Well, it is hand skull. However, the ball is gone. So the skull ball is the ball now. So you take the ball, you put the skull in place, right? So it's
hand
basket skull,
fist skull. These are all really bad pirate names.
American foot skull.
So if you're still playing Sea of Thieves and looking to spice it up a little bit, hey, check out any of those things that we just mentioned. There seems like quite a few ideas to keep the game interesting. Why don't you let us know what you think of those ideas down below in the comment section. Remember to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new around here. There's some more videos just on the screen right here if you want to check out some more of our stuff. And there's also a link to our Patreon if you want to support the channel. We'll see you in the next video. See you later. Bye-bye.